Tough times call for bigger power tools. Let's get to it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Detached Garage. If you were following along in the... All right, guys, so here is the setup. This was a Amazon find, $29 for this whole thing. Comes with a dust cover. You basically attach it with a hose clamp to it, and then these three screws grab the inside of that hose clamp and keep it steady. It's got this flexible adapter to go to really any shop vac, any vacuum, and then we've got the Milwaukee M18 fuel angle grinder. So pretty easy to set up. Took me about 5 minutes to get this going. Here is the fan that we are going to try and blow all the dust that way. We'll get rid of this, and we will get back to this once we get these heavier lines out with this piece of equipment. So wish us luck. We'll hit the time lapse and we'll get to it. Interesting setup here. So we've got the Milwaukee vacuum, which I think is going to fill up pretty quick and kind of clog the filter pretty quick with taking a lot of material off. So we'll see how it works. If it clogs up, we'll basically take the filter off, take the filter out, and then we'll just try to shoot the stuff out that way. And I also have a fan sitting here to blow air this way, so we can keep the airflow going this way. It's gonna get dusty, but I think I have some decent dust control measures in place. So let's flip the camera around. I'll show you exactly what we're working with. All right, guys, so here is the setup. This was a Amazon find, $29 for this whole thing. Comes with a dust cover. You basically attach it with a hose clamp to it, and then these three screws grab the inside of that hose clamp and keep it steady. It's got this flexible adapter to go to really any shop vac, any vacuum, and then we've got the Milwaukee M18 fuel angle grinder. So pretty easy to set up. Took me about 5 minutes to get this going. Here is the fan that we are going to try and blow all the dust that way. We'll get rid of this, and we will get back to this once we get these heavier lines out with this piece of equipment. So wish us luck. We'll hit the time lapse and we'll get to it. All right, guys, apologies for the noise in the background. We're getting our grading taken care of here with the excavator, but we have gone over the entire surface with the grinding disc. Then all of these 60 grit pads, I basically wet sanded the entire thing. We stopped down there, so it's still a little wet down there. Now we are going to switch back to the 80 grit pads. I only have 2 of them left, so I'm basically going to try and do wet sanding half with one of them, wet sanding half with the other, and then we are going to switch to the 120 and then the 220, and we're just going to keep wet sanding. This spray bottle is working great. We do need some residue control, so I've got a bucket and a microfiber cloth here that as soon as we kind of take the first cut, I'm taking this, wringing it out, and then wiping away the residue. So let's get back to it. We will keep sanding this thing, and then I will show you the final product as we are done. All right, guys, so we have the entire countertop done with 60 grit, 80 grit, and 120 grit. Next stop is 220 to really get it finely polished. I'm gonna cut the episode here. We'll come back and we will do the final 220 as well as the sealing in the next episode. Well, welcome to episode 3 of this finishing this countertop project. It was supposed to be one episode, but time had different plans on that. So today is a Thursday. We're gonna get the 220 grit knocked out, wet sanding the rest of this, and then we will jump forward to the weekend where we shouldn't have any rain for a few days and it should be nice and dry. All the water should be evaporated from the wet sanding and we should be ready to seal it. So looking forward to getting that. You can kind of see on the countertop there are the marks from the angle grinder, but this is really smooth actually. You can just see the marks, but let me grab the spray here. If you spray it down right here, those marks disappear. So you can't even see them anymore. So when we get this sealed, this is what the countertop is actually gonna look like. You can even still kind of see some of the lines in the concrete, but we took that out with the angle grinder and the diamond bit. So let's get to the final sanding of the countertop with the 220 wet sand, and then we will jump forward to the next day or to the weekend to look at the sealing and the process of doing that. All right, guys, good morning and welcome back to the Concrete Countertop Project. We have the entire countertop sanded at 220 grit, and today we are going to be working on sealing the countertop. So Z Countertop Solutions, Concrete Countertop Solutions sent this so it's silicone SI acryl 14, silicryl 14, and that's what we're going to be using. I asked them what would be the best for an outdoor countertop. Obviously, we have the ceiling above, so it's not going to get direct rain all the time, but you can see it is kind of exposed on this side over here. So I wanted to make sure we had something that would last and hold up. Now, this you can apply multiple coats. So we're on the container, it says 3 to 4 coats for maximum protection. You kind of got to wait about an hour between coats, but I think we're going to go for that 3 to 4. We'll see how the first coat goes and then kind of determine probably minimum 2 coats is what you want to do for this. So let's flip the camera around. I'll show you our starting point, what we need to do to prep, and then we will get to it. So we already have the plastic all the way around the cabinets. Now there's a few different spots here we need to retape, and we will do that. But the other thing I'm going to want to do is run a strip of tape all the way across the siding here to make sure we don't get any on that either. I'll probably run 2 up and then kind of around the edge here because we are going to be doing the sides as well. So I made a stop at Home Depot, and some things you're gonna need are 1/4 inch nap or less rollers. I don't know about foam rollers, but you could potentially do a foam roller, but you wanna obviously look for smooth surface. The other thing you're gonna want is a set of latex gloves, just to make sure this comes off you. But the nice thing about this, it is water-based, so soap and water makes cleanup super, super easy. So you've got the trough here. We're gonna pour some of that in there and we're gonna get going here. But the first thing we need to do is, you can see we still have some residue on here. So I have the fans turned on so we get some nice good airflow and get this drying as fast as possible. But what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna take some water and just wipe this down one more time to make sure it's as clean as possible before we get started with the sealant. All right, guys, so we got the first coat on. It is seeping in pretty quick. So it's also certainly drying faster. You can even kind of see the sheen to it right now. Basically what you want to do is go back and forth, you know, similar to how we polished, up and down and then side to side all the way across. So make sure you're spreading it evenly, making sure you're getting even distribution. It seeps in really, really quick on this first layer, but now that the sealant is building up, even some of the drips like down the sides, because I did the entire surface of the countertop first, and then I took just a microfiber cloth, dipped it in the sealant, and then went around all the edges. Where it had kind of dripped over the edge, you even saw some resistance to absorb the sealant where that drip had already happened. So we're gonna let this cure for about an hour. We've got the fans on to help with the curing process, get the air movement going. And so then we'll come back out and we will do the second coat. And that's a wrap for our do-it-yourself concrete countertop project. A huge shout out to our sponsor, Concrete Countertop Solutions. I am really happy with how this turned out. There's some blemishes, there's still some, you know, you can kind of see the lines in it still a little bit, but you know what? I could spend another day and a half, another 2 days getting this thing absolutely perfect. But you know what? I just want to spend more time with my friends and family out here rather than spending time trying to figure out how to make this look absolutely 100% perfect. If you do want to make it look perfect, you would probably take some more time. You'd spend a lot more time on the grinder, or just do a better job pouring in the first place. That would make things a lot easier. But again, a huge shout out to our sponsor. They made it so easy. It is a little bit time consuming, but you know, that if you have the time and effort to put in versus hiring a professional to do it, you can get some really good results. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. You can see the nice shine and sheen in the background. Can't wait to use this more, and drop your notes in the comments below on what you think and how it turned out.